Suzette, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So let's skip the buzzwords and shiny objects. What is IT modernization really from your perspective?
When I think about IT modernization, we should never consider that we create a set of technology capabilities and we're done. And the concept of IT modernization is the practices and the approaches to always keep it current. Whatever component, recognizing that there's a life cycle for technology. There's always new and emerging technologies. And so modernization should be a constant discipline that we have to ensure that what we're using is still delivering on the purpose, still useful for what we want, still secure, and that we're always looking at what else might be out there and asking, could it do it better?
So how does modernization affect people, whether it's those in agencies or the Americans who depend on those services?
That's a fantastic question. Sometimes when we always say changing the technology is easier than changing either the workforce or those who are using it, everyday people understand that you can make it simple, like in their interaction with their phone or a new type of service. But modernization changes the way people do work. And when you change something that someone's comfortable with and they understand well, even if it's for a great purpose and a better outcome, you still have to invest the time in supporting them through that journey. You still have to explain to citizens, even if it's a better product, how did you get there? And what those types of things mean. So we can't actually effectively deliver change unless we make the investments both in the workforce and those who are receiving, the outcome of that particular thing.
What would you say is the biggest story in federal IT modernization today?
I will share whether it's the biggest story, some of the things I've been most excited about is areas where we're investing both in more agile technology, larger scale platforms, and use of data, so we can be more agile. We can pivot quickly around a particular problem, maybe a way of doing work. Current situation that we're dealing with is a great example of more flexibility for working remotely. In some cases, we have to move workloads between sites, and having those flexibilities because we have cloud-based technologies, because we have a well-informed workforce, because we have distributed capability around the nation for our agencies, we can be agile and we can do those things. And so those are great outcomes from specific modernization that improve our ability to react.
And finally, what's the biggest risk agencies face today with their IT?
I think the biggest risk overall is doing nothing. Because if you're not advancing your technology, you're not improving your service to citizens, your mission folks are frustrated. More importantly, your workforce looks at other places. And with the challenges that whether they're cybersecurity, whether it's our market challenges or the expectations of the American people, we can't afford to do nothing. So agencies who sometimes spend a long time studying the problem and not at least making small strides, even sometimes those pilots, if they're not successful, they help us better inform what's next and help us address issues before we do large-scale implementation. So that is a much more healthy way of not only doing development, it's a better way for us to deliver products and services.